Brother Eddie to his family, female from France, dated 9 January 1945. Hello, folks. Ev, dear, I received your letter of the 20th, and I was very happy to hear from you. You don't write very often, but when you do, you write a very interesting letter, full of news of people I am interested in hearing about. I just want you to know that your letters are very much appreciated by me. During Hanukkah, I attended an affair given by the Jewish people of this city. It was really swell. There was plenty to eat and drink. They had sandwiches, cake, strudel, champagne, etc. A grand time was had by all. Everything is about the same. I'm still MPing, feeling swell and very happy. I hope that this year sees the end of the war and the safe return of all. Keep well and keep writing. Love, Eddie. Evelyn to Philip, January 10th, 1945. My dearest Phil, I didn't write yesterday for it was too late and I was too tired to attempt writing. Yesterday I received 3 letters, yours of December 13th, which incidentally you dated November 13th, and I can't understand why you made such a mistake, along with Ev's letter and a lovely letter from Shirley and Yale. Your letter explained your visit with the Wolves and the oyster episode, which made very good reading. I'm very happy, sweet, that you find the Wolves such good company, and that they relieve many hours that would otherwise be very lonely for you. Ev's letter, too, made good reading, as you must know, having read it. I shall try to write her another letter in the near future. There was one thing in your letter that hurt me very deeply. You mentioned that you had not written from the 9th to the 13th, and in your letter of December 27th, received the other day, you also mentioned that you had not written for several days. Is it any wonder I haven't been receiving any mail? If you, who have but one job, cannot find time to write for 3 and 4 days at a time, then what should I, who have 3 jobs to do, and I do not say this for any reason of self-pity, should be able to write to you regularly? Phil, the answer is this. I have to give up an evening of fun, recreation, or whatever you choose to call it, even relaxation, to make darn sure I get that daily letter off to you. Even when it means loss of sleep, as it so often does, since Adele has gotten into the practice of going to sleep at late hours, I have sat up and managed to write practically daily. I'm not going to do that anymore, and I do not say that to hurt you. You thanked me for writing so regularly in your December 27th letter, but that isn't enough for me. Ever hear the phrase that actions speak louder than words? Well, pay heed. If you had to wait 3 weeks for some decent word from me, you'd be plenty mad too. And whenever I did want to skip writing, I thought to myself, how will he feel if he has to wait many days for a letter from me? And then I wrote, regardless. I'm just wondering how many days you skipped between the 15th and 23rd of December, for I have yet to receive any mail of those dates. The mailman has not yet arrived, and I am typing this before going into work, so we shall see. So much for letter writing. The letter from Yale and Shirley disclosed what I mentioned in an earlier letter, that Shirley is pregnant. They both want a son. In this letter, they paid us a very high compliment, to wit, Yale and I think Adele is the prettiest baby we ever saw, and Yale thinks she is much prettier than baby Barbara was at her age, and you must know that is something coming from Yale. I do consider it a high compliment, and am duly flattered, and I know you will too. I'll bet that makes your chest swell up. Later. The mail for me included letters from Milt, which was a real longie, and one which I should like for you to read, and an equally nice letter from Snuff, who, by the way, wonders if you got his letter since no reply has been forthcoming. Snuff said he was glad I wasn't one of those "I owe you a letter" correspondents, and said that fact made him realize even more what true friends we are. He has thrombophlebitis, or a blood clot formed in his leg that caused it to swell, and the only way to correct the condition was to operate and tie up the veins. He told me this on the side. He's terribly worried that it doesn't occur in another part of his body and thereby necessitate another operation. Just room to say that I adore you, darling, and am your Ev.